Get Smart. Damn, this show was funny. I was 11 years old when it came out, and something about the bizarre humor really appealed to my young self. I hadn't yet seen the Pink Panther movies or any of the James Bond films, but I was a big fan of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. That show really got me into the spy genre. And would you believe Agent 99 herself was in an episode of U.N.C.L.E.? Crazy, right? I don't know if it was Don Adams' wacky delivery, the beautiful Barbara Feldon, or Max's straight-faced boss known only as Chief, played by Edward Platt. Or maybe a combination of all those things, including that great opening theme song. And Max's entry in that sexy red convertible. Then comes the shot of an elevator going down, but when it opens, Max is walking down a set of steps through the elevator door. Then he walks through 4 sets of steel doors to a phone booth where he dials a number and the bottom drops out. Crazy, right? Insane, utterly bizarre. But that's the crazy appeal of Get Smart. Then you've got Max, the bumbling, fumbling, incompetent secret agent that somehow always comes out on top.
There's only one way to break this hold. That's the way.
Is it just dumb luck, or are his enemies more incompetent than he is? Created by comedy genius Mel Brooks and comedian Buck Henry, Get Smart was a comedy spoof of the popular secret agent shows of the 1960s. Heavily influenced by James Bond and The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which itself was a spy spoof, Get Smart parodied the coolness and the incredible gadgetry that was so prevalent in the 60s spy thrillers. I didn't know who Mel Brooks was at the time, but I would later through his equally crazy movies like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Daniel Melnick, who was a producer and studio executive at Talent Associates, and David Davis, an associate producer, hired Brooks and Henry to create the half-hour sitcom, as the 2 hottest trends in entertainment at the time were James Bond and Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther. ABC paid for a pilot episode and wanted the part of Maxwell Smart to be played by actor-comedian Tom Poston. But the ABC execs hated the script and turned it down. They called the show un-American. According to Tom Poston, they said, "You can't have the head of an international criminal empire called Mr. Big be played by a midget. America has great respect for its criminals." They also requested scenes with Max's mother, which Brooks was strongly opposed to. They wanted Max to come home to his mom and explain everything to her. Brooks said Max has no mother. He never had one. So one day when Mel was sitting in a lounge close to the studio, an NBC exec spotted him looking sad. He came over and said, "What's the matter, Mel?" Mel told him they just turned down my pilot at ABC. The exec said, "Look, Mel, I've got a guy named Don Adams that we're paying until he gets his own show. Let me have a look at the script." And that was it. Tom Poston was out of a job, and Don Adams was hired for the part of Agent 86. When NBC first saw the pilot, the only comment they made to Leonard Stern, the executive producer on the show, was to tell Don Adams to change his strident speaking delivery.
Missed me by that much.
NBC changed its tune, though, when one of the Apollo astronauts uttered the phrase, "Sorry about that, Chief." From then on, the phrase became a pop culture phenomenon, with everyone doing their version of Maxwell Smart's voice. Premiering on NBC on September 18, 1965, Get Smart never cracked the top 10 Nielsen ratings, but came in at a respectable number 12 in its first season. No one had ever seen a sitcom like this on TV before. It had just the right amount of offbeat, wacky humor mixed with the popular secret agent genre that was so hot at the time. Several popular catchphrases came from the show, including, "Sorry about that, Chief," "Missed it by that much," and "Would you believe?" Bumbling agent Maxwell Smart and Agent 99 worked for Control, a secret U.S. government counter-espionage agency that was based in Washington, D.C. They fought against the evil organization known only as Chaos. Smart always seemed to come out on top, even though he was bungling and incredibly incompetent. Brooks described the show in an interview, saying he was sick of looking at all those nice, sensible situation comedies. They were such distortions of life, in his opinion. He wanted to do a crazy, unreal comic strip kind of thing about something besides a family. No one had ever done a show about an idiot before. He decided he wanted to be the first. As a spy show, Get Smart was way over the top, taking James Bond gadgetry and twisting it to the absurd. Max's favorite gadget was his shoe phone, but there were also telephones hidden in all types of objects, like a necktie, a comb, a watch, a clock, and many other things. Other devices are also in Max's shoes, like explosive pellets, smoke bombs, and compressed air capsules. Agent 99 also had her concealed telephones. There was one in her makeup compact, and one in her fingernail, which she would pretend to nervously chew while she talked on her nail phone. Another recurring gag is the cone of silence, which Max would insist that he and the chief speak under to keep their conversations private. Only they weren't so private. The cone was so silent that they'd end up shouting at each other, and other people in the room could hear them better than they could, and had to relay the messages back and forth. Max's car was a red 1965 Sunbeam Tiger, which had several custom features. It was equipped with a machine gun, a smoke screen, radar, and an ejection seat. Don Adams ended up with the Sunbeam and drove it for 10 years after the show was over. The Tiger was used for the credits in Season 1 and 2, but was replaced by a light blue Volkswagen Karmann Ghia when Volkswagen became the show's new sponsor in Season 3. The series featured many cameo appearances from other stars, like Jonathan Harris, Bill Dana, Johnny Carson, Steve Allen, Milton Berle, and Ernest Borgnine, to name just a few. Get Smart lasted 4 hilarious seasons on NBC and 1 on CBS, running for a total of 138 episodes. Although the series never broke into the top 10 of the Nielsen ratings, it had a solid following and was well liked by fans and critics alike. It even won 7 Emmy Awards and was nominated for another 14 and 2 Golden Globe Awards. Get Smart was one of my favorite comedies of the 60s. Was it also one of yours? Let me know about your favorite characters or episodes in the comments below. And as always, this is Rich from Rerun Zone, signing off.